Well, good Tuesday evening. It has been another warm and windy day across the area. Very warm. Made it to 79 this afternoon in Springfield with a record high of 82 in the Rolla Vista area. That's the fourth time in about a week that site has had either a tied record high or set a new record high. Let's talk about other news, though, of the day, and that is the Cave City tornado, the EF3 down in Sharp County. Well, we found that it actually started in Independence County, and it was on the ground for at least 81 miles, lifting almost near the state line in Clay County. Now, 81 miles, that's a long track tornado and a testament to the strength of these supercells that were generating the tornadoes. But that's not a record for the state of Arkansas. The longest track for a tornado was back in February of 2008. This is since 1950. And it was on the ground for 122 miles. Now, as we look ahead to the next storm system, the good news is, and we find it making its way through Colorado right now, this storm moving in, it's another whopper, but it just doesn't have enough time to draw that necessary Gulf moisture north to meet up with the storm, to generate the instability, to generate the severe weather. Now, that said, there is going to be a risk of severe weather off to the east, on the other side of the Mississippi River. Areas like Illinois and Indiana have a chance for severe weather late in the afternoon going into the evening hours, and a risk of even a few tornadoes is present with that activity. Locally for us, the big story is going to be whipping winds gusting as high as 55 miles per hour during the afternoon, possibly even a little more than that, at least in a few spots. And tumbling temperatures. I mean, this storm, when it comes through, is going to draw down some winter air. And that winter air is going to come with some rain initially late in the afternoon that will change over to some wet snow pretty quickly early in the evening Wednesday night. And that snow will persist throughout the evening hours before tapering off after midnight. And it looks like, given the fact that this snow is coming through at night, I think we have a shot at getting a dusting to maybe as much as a half, 3/4 of an inch, at least in a few spots, especially along I-44. But that risk for a dusting will extend as far southwest as Berry County, and the risk of snow, minor accumulations, will extend northeast across Phelps County and Dent County. Now, as we move past the snow of Wednesday night, again, don't want to forget about the winds on Wednesday because they are going to be cranking. Looks like 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts during the morning, peaking during the afternoon in that 50 to 55 mile per hour range, but it will remain windy into the night Wednesday night. Now, beyond Wednesday's storm, we look ahead to still an active pattern through this upcoming weekend. Now, Friday's storm will generate wind but no rain. The next storm on Sunday will generate a round of rain as it moves across the upper Midwest. We're going to have a front draped likely across northern Arkansas, and I think that's going to set the stage for a round of rain and thunder starting up Saturday night and extending into Sunday morning. I don't think we'll see severe weather with that, but it is a setup where we could have a few stronger storms, especially close to that front, maybe in northern Arkansas, where there's going to be a risk of at least some small hail. Now, further south, it looks like there may be a better risk of severe weather from eastern Texas into western Mississippi. And given the setup, I wouldn't be surprised if that risk doesn't extend a bit further north, maybe even north of Little Rock. But I think the risk does stay south generally of the Ozarks. Now, beyond that, I think next week we are going to see a relatively quiet weather pattern. It'll be not a cold pattern, but a cooler pattern for much of next week. And then we see another trough move into the west. And it looks like with that trough moving into the west next week, later in the week, we're going to find warmer weather developing by the end of next week. And going into that weekend, another potent storm may come out of that western trough, and we may have to contend with a strong storm system in the middle of the country that could generate a risk of severe weather. But again, that's not going to be until that last weekend of this month. So that's the latest look at what's going on with this active weather pattern here in the month of March.